So we're going to start with the TheraBand, and you can have it underneath one foot, and then you're going to hold up pretty near the end. You'll have to adjust the strap depending on how heavy your TheraBand is here. And if by any chance you're watching this on YouTube and you only have a shorter TheraBand, you can do it on your knees with a shorter band. So mix it apart a little bit, and then you'll take your elbow sort of into the band itself, and then when you punch the arm up, this should be right along your side seam. You can tilt away from it and push your hip out into the band, and then just breathe into that. So the band actually comes like over the back of your arm here, and that way you can help keep it in the right line. And then you're going to come up, stacking it from the hip to the waist to the rib to the armpit, and the hips vertical, and then bring this down. So if it feels like it's too tight, you can pay it out. If it feels like it's not tight enough, you can choke up on the band a bit. And I recommend also holding the end of the band in your hand so it doesn't fall into your face. So like your hair might, but coming up, and then lean out into the side of the band. Stretch away, and you can reach the other arm and dangle it down to the ground and try to reach the floor. So even as you lift up, you're still reaching for the ground with the other arm. So you feel a little bit more work into your abdominals by the band, and then slowly bring the arm down. Try not to let it just like punch your elbow down to the ground. So we're gonna do this again. It's great if you can get both a feeling of work with the arm going up, as well as the stretch as your body flows sideways. And then we come up again, shift your weight so it's equal weight of both feet. Slowly lower the arm down, the elbow points straight forward, and arrives sort of at the side of your waist. And we'll do one more. So lift, and then tip your hip out, reach out long and over to the finger of your head, falling sideways towards the ground so that your neck also gets the side bit stretch. And then we build it from the bottom up. We push down into the foot that's on the band, come all the way up and reach up with your fist toward the ceiling, and keep reaching up as you bend the arm down. That's lovely. All right, so let's go to the other side. So you want that flat fit of the band underneath the balls of the feet. And then we switch the hands here. And I would recommend like taking a little bit forward of the band. So then when you can push up, you feel that work. And then you lean the side seam of your hip into the band. And reach for the floor. You have a choice of the gaze forward to the side bend of the neck, or if you decide to move it down, you get a little stretch in the diagonal line from your ear towards the opposite shoulder. And then coming upright and bring the arm down slowly so it isn't just like collapsing down, being pulled by the band, you resist going up. And then let the hip wing out, side bend stretch here. Upright. And bring the elbow down, take your time. Two more. First, stay straight, of course. Lean into the band. It's like the racing stripe on the side of your body. And then coming up. And then you know what? Next time you do this, just have the loose end of the band like to the medial part, like the inside of your foot, instead of see like this is on the outside of my foot and stuff. I think it'll get into a better position on your hip like that. Good. So I didn't see it before. So lift, side to stretch. Come upright again, lift to the ceiling, and your head grows taller up into the sky as the arm descends, and then more. Punch this up, feel the bend right on your sideline. Does that feel good? Like just opening up your side ribs, stretching here, and then come up slowly enough that you feel the work through the oblique abdominals. You're not just popping the head up, and bring it down. It's good, great. So now from here, we're going to take the center of the band on the floor. So hopefully it's centered. Not bad. And then you hold onto the band. And again, like if your band is too short, you can do this kneeling, just kneel like on a pad, and maybe even put a ball between your thighs to protect your knees. So the palms are forward. We're going to have the elbows in by your waistline, and you slightly curl the knuckles up so you have a slight flexion in your wrist, and you pull the arms up. And then take them down, but go a little slower than the band wants to pull. If the feet were together, you'd have a little more slack. If the feet were a little bit wider, you'd have a little less slack. But you could also adjust the hand position on the strap here. So coming up and then pay it out, take your time. So the eccentric work for your muscles is a faster way to build strength than actually pulling it up. The release against resistance makes you stronger faster. And just watch as you come up that the wrists don't go into extension. It's okay if they go at the top of the movement into like a straight line here with the forearm. And down you go again. And we'll do one more. Up. And exhale, slightly lower. And now the right arm is coming up. And release it down. We'll do 3 here on the right. Slowly out and forward. To the ground. One more time. Oh, this is serious. This is that serious. Come up. And take it down here. Left, 2. Pushing up with the hand as you open the elbow. And one more. You feel how it feels different through your obliques, whether you do one side or the other side. Notice it more here. So we're doing reciprocal. So the right arm's coming up. As it lowers down, the left hand rises, and the right arm moves. Right? See if they can pass in mid-stride. Kind of curling back with the hand so that the wrist stays straight. It's a nice reminder if you're traveling, just like your resistance band, like this is a great thing to have with you. Just do one more time, reset. And now you want to choke up on the band a little bit, and you'll turn the palms back. A little bit of work here into your triceps. So keep like sliding your fingers down and pulling the strap taut. Keep choking up on it. And feel how the band is like pulling literally the shoulders down away from your neck. If it isn't, tighten up the band a little bit more. And then with the thumbs in, the palms back, push the arms back until you feel that work, not only in your abs, but also in your triceps, and the legs squeeze together behind your back. And then exhale, bring it forward, take your time, and the hand lowers. And the pull of the band is lowering your shoulders away from your ears. So we press it back again. Long arms, like it's one still alive from the shoulder to the index and middle knuckles. And then release it forward, the arms get longer as the band pulls them towards the ground and forward. And we do it again, press back. And exhale forward here. You take it back and hold it back, and then pulse 8 times. Inhale to reach back 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 6, 7, 8. Reach, hold it, and then bring it slowly forward and down. Shoulders a couple of times here, and we do it again. So back you go. Reach back. You might feel like this knitting together the abdominal wall like a shield, and then we pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 6, 7, 8. Reach, lengthen, and then the arm slowly lowers down at your side. Perfect. Now we're going to come off of the bend, and then to take the center of it across one of your shoulders. For the end of the band, like just over the edge, you can feel the bony ridge there. And then we're going to pull down the band front and back and bring it forward. So it's like, Eric Franklin calls it this American exercise, but it could be the Boy Scout or Girl Scout sash here. And you want to have your arms straight and a fair bit of tension across the top of the shoulder here. So this helps take tension out of the neck and shoulder. This is good. Keep pulling down with the straight wrist. And we pull the banded shoulder up really high without leaning your head sideways. Your gaze is still straight ahead and your head centered on your spine, and then lower it down. And reach as far down as you can with the help of the strap pulling. So we lift up into it again. It's really high. And exhale, lower with the exhale. Your arm slides down, 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 fingers reach for the floor. And do that again. So pull down. This is a great exercise if your shoulders tend to live somewhere closer to your ears, because sometimes you can't pull them down until you take them up and get them unstuck out of the position where they are used to living. So high with the shoulder blade, and then feel it melt down your back as you release the arm down. The fingers just slide down the outside of your legs and reach for the ground. Now let's bend the elbow here across the front of the body, and we're going to pull the shoulder forward, hold the blade moves on your back away from the spine, and then pull that elbow in a semicircle around your body without rotating the torso to feel the blade move in towards the spine and the chest broaden. And then we're just going to pull the elbow forward and back. The elbow draws that semicircle around your waist, and you keep your torso parallel to the wall. No rotation through the rib cage to the spine. It's all about moving the blades separately. And think of that elbow being heavy. You're resting on a table that keeps dropping a little closer to the ground because someone's sawing off the legs, and you're trying to keep your arm gliding on the table surface. So don't let it come up because it's going to want to lift. And then the arm comes down to your side, shake it out with that. And now we're doing circles. This is basic shoulder gymnastics. We pull the shoulder up, forward, down, and back. Lift, forward, down, and back. Nice and smooth. If there was a paintbrush with a long handle here sticking out the side of your shoulder, you'd be drawing a beautiful circle on the wall to your side. Pick your color. And see if you can get that circle to get a little larger every time you draw it. And then we pause at the bottom and reverse. So forward and up, back and down. Notice how much mobility you have here with that shoulder range of motion. If you found that the band has come to a narrow bit, so it's cutting into you, take some time to redo it. Because the pressure of the band pushing down into the shoulder is really helpful. Or you could just adjust it when you go to the other shoulder, which we're about to do. But with it, sometimes I find that I have to keep pulling down with my hand actively to keep this flat on the shoulder. Okay, and then from here, we're going to take this off. And then, with any luck, you can see one shoulder has dropped and the other one. And then can you see yourselves in the glass behind you, in reflection? Well, you can see it on me. You can I can see it on you, so that's good. All right, so and then bounce them and see how you have a different feeling there. And then even bring both arms forward, bring the palms together, and the shoulder that you released, that hand should be a little further out. Like so, it's a little longer than this one was because the shoulder has released down. Release tension out of the arm and the shoulder joint. Okay, so we're going to do this again on the other side. Don't you want your shoulder to feel like this all the time? Compared to this one. And the neck as well. Take this across. Sometimes, of course, I feel like it also depends on the material that you're wearing, whether this is sticking to it or not. And then really pull this down strong and maybe adjust it. You see how it feels. And if it feels like it's not tight enough, choke up on it and push the arm down. Oh, hold it with the opposite hand so it goes across the body.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Like this. No,
exactly. And the one band goes behind you, like that,
I see.
and
Right.
the other one goes right, so it's across like so. Yeah, these are always awkward, like the first time you try them, I think. All right, so let's see, so we started just lifting the shoulder up, nice and high, and then sinking it down really low. So it shrugs up, and then it releases down. Lift again. Looks like it wants to kiss your earlobe, and then it sinks to the ground, and the fingers want to rest on the floor. And a couple more times. Inhale on the lift. Almost picture your shoulder blade like scrubbing your back. It slides up and then sinks down low. More. And then bend your elbow, and we swing the arm around in a semicircle in front of your belly, behind your back. Torso is quiet. Gaze is forward. Feel your ground through your feet and your hands floating up to the sky. And we're just focusing here on this feeling, this sensation of the blade moving across the rib cage in one direction and the back again. So of course I have like a plastic model of all the different bones, right? I had to get it from my Franklin training. And the shoulder blade is literally curved so that you come around the curves of the ribs. So it's not a flat bone that might feel like that if you just touch one like on someone's back, or your own. But when you look at it, it's like sort of basically a triangle, but it's curved and soft in the edges. Different angle, just like a propeller. So now let the arm hang. And now for the circles, up and forward, down and back. Pressure in. And if the band isn't working for you, just do the movement without the band. That's fine. And you don't necessarily want to start with the biggest movement, but if you start with something that's like comfortable and then just see will gradually move it up for you, range of motion can change. And then let's pause and reverse, forward and up, back and down. And one last one. Enjoy it. And then you can release this down and just see how that feels now in your shoulders and back. Good. Any comments? Does your neck feel a little longer? Yeah. I showed you a bit of a mirror here because if we had looked previously, usually the contours, the collarbones kind of slant up a little bit, and then after you do this, they slant down. So if you try it at home, do it mirror, or keep checking. Great. All right, so now we'll do the arm circles here with the band. So you're going to hold the band, and it's going to fall just a little bit underneath your kneecaps. And this, of course, the length of the band will depend on the length of your arms, as well as your flexibility through your shoulders. And also, it's very dependent on the strength of the band. Like a lighter band, just more mobility. You might need to tighten it up or pay it out. All right. So we're going to keep the wrist straight, bring the arms forward, pull the band apart. And again, like doing this in front of the mirror is so helpful. But your band is going to always stay parallel to the ground. We're going to lift it up. And now here's where you watch. You don't want to let your back go into extension, the belly move forward. So you use your abs to hold this here, reach out long, wrist stay straight, and pull the band down behind you. Lower your hands in as you lower, so the band falls in a little soft loop behind your back. And then pull the band open, up and around, wrist straight, reaching out to the thumb and the index finger and around and forward. It's as if you're drawing a huge sphere around your body. So you can take it forward and pull it apart, push it up, the weights fall, pull the band wide as you go around that back quadrant, and then start to narrow it. Can you feel it's like you're flossing your back with this? Take it back here, reach back, all the way up, around and forward. And you have the option if you want like a little bit more work in arm muscles, you can tighten it up a bit. If you want more flexibility in the joint, maybe kick it out. And if you're perfect, just like as you are. There we go. And what this will show you, it's also sort of a diagnostic tool, because if you end up with one arm is always higher than the other one, then you have not the best balance in mobility on the two sides. Just do a couple more. Pull into it. Make sure you find clearance around your head. And this will help open the chest, but also as the chest starts to open up, you'll get more range of movement here with the band. As long as it feels good, that's what we're looking for right now. Really good job. All right. So open the band aside. Good work.
I've never done that before. Have I just missed it, or is this the first time you've done that?
I've done it intermittently, but I'm not sure I don't necessarily do it for both classes in the same week. So you just need to come more often.
Yeah, I know.
There we go. So, no, but it's great. Like, and a lot of my clients have one like at their desk that they can do one or two of these throughout the day. You know, just when they feel like I need to get up and move. I know it's probably overdue. Right? All right. So we're just going to do a little hip opening here with the roller. So let's lay down on our backs and reach up and slide the roller across under your hips. So I think we did a nice job of chest opening and arm movement with that. Push it down, press into your feet, roll it across the mat, lift your hips up and take it across underneath your sacrum. And now from here, you pull the roller and pull one knee into tabletop, the other one in as well as press the legs together. See what you think. It's a little high for me, so you can adjust it up or down depending on where you feel supported in your lower back. So we're going to let the knees fall to the right, tip your hip, look to your left shoulder blade sinks into the ground like it's melting into the floor. Exhale and pull your right hip bone up and across the ceiling, across the room to bring the knees to your left and turn your head. Look away. The right shoulder blade again is pressing into the ground. And we'll pick this up. So exhale to lift, and then maybe inhale to let it come down slowly with resistance to gravity. Spiraling the waistline. Exhale. You push through the arms. You pull up with the hip bone and draw it across the body. Lower it with control. Look away. So you have a rotation in both the upper spine, the cervical spine, the neck, and the lower spine. Exhale. And if you're lucky, hopefully getting a little massage across the glutes where you need it. Press to come up. So the knees and the nose are looking at the sun at the same time, and then they look away from each other. And we'll exhale, come back to center, and lift the legs up to the ceiling, unfold them, soft point with your feet, right leg back, left leg forward, scissors. Stretch, and then we switch the legs, sweep them from one end to the other. We pass narrowly here, the legs probably 4 inches apart. Let's just see if we can find that stretch in the hamstring as the leg goes back, and then the opening across the top of the hip as the leg goes forward. Let's move slowly through space, resist gravity, and try to resist the temptation to just use momentum to do this. You're going to feel the muscles work and then release. Toes are soft, picture air flowing through them. Just keeps your foot more relaxed. You're not working through your toes. When we do that, then we tend to encourage cramping in the legs. No one wants that. And then we can bring both legs up to the ceiling here, externally rotate, and pull the heels apart. Open the legs sideways, and exhale, pull the legs up to the ceiling, close them, tap the heels together, and then pull them apart again. And lift. Really focus on the upper outer thigh pulling legs open, the upper inner thigh pulling them together. And then the feet will move as you want across the sky and then back up to center. Left leg stays up, right leg goes out to the side, hold your hips level. So you're really going to probably push down into the right arm for this. And then exhale, bring your arm up. As the left leg goes sideways, put more weight, more work into the left arm, pushing into the roller, but still keep your right hip grounded. And then press down heavy through that left arm, pushing the left leg. There, so opening. But notice how you can work your arms to help hold the body quiet here, balanced here across the hips on the roller against the weight and movement of your leg. This way, it's not just a leg movement, it's actually a core exercise, right? A lot of times in Pilates, we're working the limbs to challenge the core, both stability, strength, or even flexibility here. All right, and now scissor split again. One leg over your chest, one leg forward. Circle the legs out wide and around, rotating the leg on the socket. Draw a big circle in the air. Move through here. It's really good for the hip joint to get this kind of mobility of the leg on the surface. Keep floating the feet up to stretch your legs. You can come up to the top, lift those legs, and then fold your knees. And one more exercise here, we'll go into bicycle. So the right leg pulls in, goes up, and as you sweep the leg forward and down, the other leg is starting to fold. And you reach that one forward as the opposite one comes in. Keep stretching out further and further, like you're trying to slide your toes from the ceiling down the wall, and then pull it close to your chest before you lift and extend it back and then forward. Reach for the ground if you can, and let your toes slide in across your mat. And then when you're ready, we reverse. So back pedal, the toe touches the ground and skates out. And then it skips off the ground to lift up in the air. Try to bring it back as far as you can before you fold it. And then let's bring both knees in. Just hug them in a little close to your chest. Round your back. After that, bit of extension. And then we'll take your feet down. Lift your hips up and slide the roller out. All right, from this point, we'll extend the legs forward for roll up. So stretch them long here, lift the arms up to the ceiling, take them back near your ears. You can have weights on your ankles. You can have bare bed around your feet. Lift your arms, lift your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, come up and curve over your legs, sucking the waist back into the curve of your spine. The head hangs low, forehead towards your knees. And then we'll roll back here. The tail moves forward. You curve past your sit bones over your glutes, over your sacrum. Come down with control, inch by inch, and yawn your body open here. Reach the fingers and toes, and we bring the arms up again. Exhale, as right before you lift off the ribs. Dive forward, pounce over the legs. The head reaches out between the thumbs, the waist pulls back, and then we curve it back. Arms lower is a little easier for control, arms higher challenges that control here as you float into the ground. Work at a place that is giving you, a bit of a challenge, but doesn't make it impossible to move. And you might feel, particularly when you come up, I know I feel this, is that your stronger side wants to pull you up. So if you feel that, ask the other side to work a little harder, right? So think about it now. Exhale, engage the side that wants to be the follower, make it the lead dog here on the sled. Come over and down for that stretch in the back of your legs and your low back. And we take it down again. We'll come up one more time. Big exhale, round forward, and then let's grab the roller. So instead of doing hundreds, we'll do conveyor belt here, or hot dog. So you have the knees bent, and the other end of the roller will be like held between the arches of your feet. So you can roll back, roll this up so that your shins and the roller are parallel to the ground, and squeeze in. Support the back of your skull here, picking the elbow head up and bending the elbows forward and in. So we slide the roller away from you, and then you press and pull back slowly. So reach it forward. You want to feel the lower abdominal is engaging. Squeeze the roller between your legs to feel a little bit deeper work in that transverse abdominis, and pull it back. So the range could be really small, right? And that's fine as long as you feel the work. And what you don't want to do is just push it away and then feel your back arch, because that can be really bad for your spine with the weight of your legs. The roller, has some extra weight to it, more than you would expect. But we're just trying to see that you feel this work continuously. And as the legs go forward, you're not allowing yourself to fall back. Right, so you just keep maintaining that upper arm curl, keep reinforcing the upper arm curl as you go forward, and then exhale as you pull it back in. And then that's enough. We can take this out. And then let's pull both of these into your chest, just in case you overdid it. We're a little over enthusiastic. Your tail can curl up here, and the waist pushes down. And now with one hand on each knee, circle legs wide, forward, in, and back in towards your sternum. And just do a few circles like this. The legs pull apart, so the knees and the feet move apart and then together. And then we'll complete the circle and then reverse it. So legs go forward, narrow, they pull open, pull them back, and pull them in together. A couple more times. Just give yourself a little massage here around the SI joints with this movement. And now we'll work front foot up, hands behind your thighs, or to the shins if you wish. And then we lift the head, rock forward, come up to sitting. And we go into rolling like a ball, where you sit near the front third of your mat. Hands can be easier on your thighs, a little more difficult hands on the shins. And then suck the waist back as you curl the tail up, lift your feet. So the waist moving back helps you pick up your legs. Look into your abs, elbows wide and forward, and we roll. Inhale, lift the tail to bring yourself back on your shoulders. Exhale, come forward to balance. So make sure you have enough padding under your back, and that you're rolling in a straight line back and forth. Again, this is like steering from your core, right? If the right side is overpowering you, you'll end up rolling over to your left. So then ask the left side to fight back a little bit. Or, just picture a yellow line down the middle of your mat and just go right on it in both directions. You can lift your tail pretty high as long as you don't let your head hit the ground. So keeping looking down at your abs is essential so that your head doesn't fall backwards in space and slam it into the ground. Also, once your head goes back, the back flattens, and then you're planking it instead of rolling it. All right, so from here, let's do your ab series just the traditional way. So we will hold on to your right leg, right hand to the ankle, left hand below the knee. So both hands on the right shin, pick up the leg, push the left leg forward, curl yourself down gradually into an upward curl, You pull the knee in with the elbows bent wide, and you pull your chest up and forward. Inhale, we switch the legs. One goes in, one goes out, and again. So when you pull the leg in, you have the chance to push down with the hands and up with the shin. Feel how that strengthens your core as well as your arms. And then use that, maintain it while you switch your legs and switch your hands. So you want to find the work in your center, and then that will support you while the legs are moving and the hands are free briefly. We'll end with the left leg in. Pull the right leg in to meet it. Edge of the legs together, double leg stretch. Arms and legs lift to the sky. Circle the arms wide and embrace the legs in. And you want to keep looking down towards your navel as you do this so that you don't fall flat out of your upper curl. There's a moment where you reach, you pause, you stretch, and then you embrace it in on the exhale. So inhale to lengthen up and out, exhale to pull it home. And we'll do one more with that. And pull it in. Press down. Turn your head easy from one side to the other. Feel that release in your neck and the rotation in your neck, tugging on the collarbones. And then let's roll forward and up again. Good. And we're going back down for scissors. So we're going to roll back down. The legs can float up. You can slide them a little away to go down with control to your upper curl. Right leg up, hand to the ankle, left leg forward. Pull yourself up a little deeper, look down your hips and your abs. Inhale, switch the legs. And you're pulling back with the hand, but you're pushing forward with the leg at the same time. So that balance of action here in your muscles to keep you up deep in that curve. And part of that curve depends on your flexibility. One thing you should do is really think about the sternum dropping back into the spine so that the front of the body, the chest is narrow and the back is broad. That will help you come up a little deeper. One last set. Left leg up. Bring the right leg up to support the base of your skull. Pull your head up, your elbows down and in. And we slide the toes across the ceiling until you feel maximum work, safe maximum work in your lower belly, and then you bring that up. And we do it again. Inhale the leg forward with the legs. Exhale to pull the belly deep and the legs up in the air. So tight hamstrings, you'll probably have your knees bent. Otherwise, the weight is too much for your back. You might do this just like a couple of inches, even just an inch or a quarter of an inch might be all that you need to feel the work. Don't worry about what other people do. Think about what's right for you, right? And here, we twist to the right, and then twist to the left. The leg shoots forward out of the hip joint, the other knee pulls in, and you try to pull the armpit towards the inner knee. You come up and forward, and keeping the leg tracking directly out of the hip socket. Don't let it swing wildly out to the side. So control through the inner thigh muscles. And we'll end to the left. And come back to center. And then rest gladly. And we'll slide the legs forward and the arms back to stretch open your front line. Back and then rest on the floor here. And take a deep breath in and then out. One more breath. Longer exhales, calm down your nervous system. Great. And then we lift the arms, roll up, head, neck, shoulders, side, up and over. Draw that arc with your head, leaving the weight of your spine. Take the curve. And then as you stack your spine up, you can open the legs for a spine stretch. So here's where you may want to elevate yourself up on yoga blocks if you know that the back line of your body is tight, particularly the hamstrings. And let's bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Palms are back, pinkies are in. Imagine holding a ball here, lift the ball to the sky, look up at it, and then waterfall backwards. If there's a wall behind you, to the tip of the blades. So the lower part of the body is vertical. And then we bring the arms forward, the head forward, and then start to curve up, over, out, and down. The hip draws out in an arc to the space between your knees. And you pounce over your legs as you suck your way back into your low spine. And then we press down to the sits bones and the heels. Come up. The low back, the mid back, the upper back, the shoulders, neck and head. Then arch back here. Pick up your chest. Let your blades slide towards your tail. And then exhale. Zip your belly a little shorter from the bottom to the top. And then we curve out the head now leads the way. Arms stay by your ears if that's possible. And touch down to your shin, your foot, whatever. And press down again to lift. The pelvis is rotating a little bit so you come up vertically here. On top of your sits bones, arc the upper body backwards. And then exhale forward. Just lower the arms here, sit upright. So because we spent all that time on the warm-up with the band, we're just going to stay here vertical with your body, legs together, and open the arms out to the side for spine twist. So the hands a little in front of your chest wall, right? So not like 180 degrees, but maybe 170. And lightly push down from the armpits to go up with your chest and your head. Excellent. We'll rotate to the right and pulse 1, 2, 3. Right along your axis, center. You grow taller. As you rotate here to your left, pulse 3 times. You want to stay again right up on top of the pelvic floor, push on your sits bones, and twist here. Body nuts a little bit as you rotate, so you slacken some of the muscles, allow them to curve around the body. And then as you come center, everything's stacked, everything's vertical, and again, reach to the right. And then again to the left. Pulse the air out of your lungs, rotate your body now. Come back to center. We release this down, pull your shoulders, take them out of it. Arms will be out to the side again, but legs will be open now for soft. So we'll take the arms, reach them out, legs apart, and then we'll circle over, or rotate over, and then back, forward, and down. So the left hand goes to the outside of the leg, the right arm goes back and up. And then we come upright, center, and then let's twist to the left. Now you take the back of your front hand to the outside of the leg. It can be up by the thigh, it can be down by the ankle, whatever. Now the other arm, as it goes back, the fingertip, the thumb goes to the floor. The arm drops a little bit, and then as you twist and press into the front arm, the back arm goes behind you and lifts. So coming up and twisting up. So the arm is going to be behind you. Come down first, and then come up, come towards your opposite hand. And then we come up. And sometimes it's confusing. I know when I started, I could never figure out which way to rotate my arm. That was probably more about me than about you. So come upright, center. We tend just to be less aware of what happens behind our back. And the shoulder joint is complicated. It's potentially so much up, center. And one more time to the other side. So we go to here. Come upright, unwind, and lower it down. Good. We'll come up to standing for standing swan next. All right, so here, start, find equal weight in your feet. And then you'll bring your hands to your low abs, so between the navel and pubic bone, push in a little bit into the flesh, and then we're going to pull that up a little. So push in and up, so it should be active into your arms. And imagine that you lift the navel at least 1/4 inch. And then as you come up here, you feel the ribs and you flip the palms up, the thumbs out. So you're holding the base of the rib cage. So to pick up the ribs one by one, you lift your chest. So far your body is still like not going backwards, right? But now you're going to start to lift the chest higher, hands slide along the sternum, up to the collarbones. And here, as you slide your hands across the collarbones to your shoulders, lift your chest higher, lean back, over the tip of the blades, and the elbows pull together behind you and down. Now here you can go up with the head and back with the the eyes. As long as you're comfortable with the back of the neck arcing back, maybe take your hands behind your skull, pull the head back a little bit more. The elbows might lift, but then you can open them, pull the weights together behind you, and then exhale, think of zipping yourself up the belly from the bottom to the top to come back and bring your face forward. It's a lot, right? What we're not doing is just pushing the belly forward and throwing the head back, because that's going to crunch you into this low back. We want the length of the rectus abdominis muscle to pull tight as it gets longer so that the transversus knits together. Those two muscles work opposite. So as one gets longer, the other pulls tight across the body. So that's why we're taking the time to move slowly. And again, press in, to the side. See you guys still. So we push in, we come up. Lift the ribs, palms are up. Pick up the ribs one by one. You're waterfalling backwards over a line here, right at the base of your shoulder blades. Up, and back, and then come up your sternum to your collarbones. Feel the pull as you slide your hands to your shoulders. Pull the elbows down and in, squeeze the legs behind you, the chest warm. You can take your hands, support the base of your skull, and then if you feel good about it, continue it back. All that without the belly pushing forward. And then exhale, zip it up bottom to top. Upper back, keep the support of your hands to your head until your gaze comes to the horizon. And then you can move it. Are you feel okay through your neck? All right. Now just notice here, take a deep breath in. Exhale out slowly. And don't you feel lifted through the front of your body? Like if you actually try to hunch, your body would be like, no. We've done this all day, let's not do it now. Right? One last one. So hands here. Press in, start to pull up. You can press the front of our body all day long without realizing it. Here's a chance to get it back into balance. Up, heart. As your hands lay open, think of the heart expanding and illuminating the room in front of you, above you, and then pull the elbows down. Support your skull, maybe give it a little traction, and then stretch your throat as your gaze goes up and back. You can pull the elbows wider like wings, separated here across the front of your body. And then exhale. The low abdominals, the mid abdominals, the upper abdominals knit together as you come forward and the arms release down. Yeah. Wow, everyone's posture was amazing. Yeah, that's great. Right? Just take a little walk. I can see what it feels like to move with this kind of lift through the body. Now while we're walking, do me a favor and try pushing off with your big toe, your back foot, so that a lot of people walk just with a strong heel strength, but then they don't actually pick up the foot. They don't really bend the knee. They don't put the back on the legs working. Kind of drag yourself over the front leg, propel yourself off of the back. But roll to the foot. It's a rocking chair rocker. Feel that mobility here is the whole foot. And that's going to ease or you feel more mobility here in your low back. If you just walk with a flat foot and you throw it forward and come on top of it, pretty much your back takes a little impact here in the SI joints. Whereas if you roll through the foot actually spreads and then it lifts and twists, and it's like a gondola pole that pulls the body forward, that pushes the body forward. So that's going to be really helpful. So you get a little bit of hip swing, not too much, doesn't need to be crazy. But you do want to have a little bit of sway from side to side. Yeah. And try taking your hands to your hips and see if you can feel a little bit, just a little bit of a sway. particularly as you pull, up.
Sway is kind of like, as I step a little bit out. Is that right? Like
Yeah.
that.
Well, the feet still go forward on a straight line, right? So what happens is if you just stand here and you take one step forward, as you shift your weight, the hip goes forward on the diagonal. Now your gaze is still forward, your nose is still forward, the chest is forward here, center. And then we switch to the other side, the other hip goes forward and kind of like leads you into a slight sway from one side to the other. What that does too is it wags your tail. So as you shift your weight, your tail wags towards the front leg. It's good. And then now that you've felt that, release your hands and just pause for a second. As you take your right foot forward, bring your left arm forward, and it draws a semicircle around your hips and your breasts. And then the left leg, the right arm comes around. Contralateral upper leg movement. Good. Straight ahead, you don't need to look at the floor, there's not place you here on that vanilla space. It's good. Then you just shift it, so now you're doing a lot of walk.
Okay.
Left arm on leg goes forward.
Yes.
You don't want that.
We don't want that.
No, we want the human walk where it's contralateral. So the opposite arm leg come in. It's like your fingers reach towards the opposite knee a little bit. This is looking good. Yes, you got it. It's hard to walk slowly, right? You can feel like this is a balanced challenge, but this is why the body has that rotation. It kind of helps you find your center, so that you don't go like lurching from one side to the other. Now, the next thing I'd ask you to think about is while you're swinging the arms like this, your rib cage is going to be moving, right? So instead of walking like with your chest perfectly still, like this, which locks down your neck and your low back, you want to have, like there are lights here along your sternum. I think 1, 2, 3. When I rotate here, the beams switch a little bit out to the side, and then when I see my next step, the beams go this way because my torso is rotating slightly. Now you can practice it more exaggerated. Yeah. But then Karina, opposite arm and leg. Switch it. Thank you. There you go. It's so crazy how it happens. Like when you start taking all these like different ideas and putting them together. But I imagine that the light beam here is just sweeping like in a path, like it's lighting up the path in front of me, like a width that I can get my car through, right? Not just the body. Right. Roll through your feet. They're still soft, like you're walking on a pile of oriental carpets or the softest sand in the world, the most beautiful beach in the world. Just let your body relax and you can breathe while you walk. This is really good. You guys look much more flexible, balanced, relaxed. So good news, walking is not designed to make your body tense, but like a lot of people walk in a way that the more they walk, the worse they feel. Right? So the other thing I would just say is that this is a lot of mobility, right? You've got the arm swing, you've got the hip swing, you've got the tail wag. There's some other things too, but I don't want to build it too much. But one of the things that helps you stabilize, I had a tango teacher who told me that when you do tango, your body should be really fluid, but it needs to be strong and centered. And so he had done martial arts, and he said there's 10 tien, you may know more about it than I do. But he said, imagine like a silver ball, the size of like 2 fists, inside, like right between the front and back of the body, between the navel and the pubic bone. And then picture that floating across the room, like it's you're being pulled by a magnet inside of you, right? And as you do that, then you find the fluidity of your walk, right? So you walk with purpose and intention, and it prevents it from getting too swingy, right? Because you want to be strong as you walk, whether it's tango or life, but still like have a relaxed feel to it. Yeah, you guys are doing great. And when I do that, I also think, okay, so I want to walk like I'm like with this big paths in the jungle, right? So my gait is like measured, it's soft, but it's strong. And it's like, as you're walking forward, like, yes, I will step back and get out of your way, right? Even though you look like you're potentially friendly, but you still look strong, right? It's been a long time since we've done any gait practice in my class, but it just seemed like it was the right moment. How does that feel? What did you notice?
It feels good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. All right. Thank you all for coming to
Thank
class.
you.